I got about nine schools with scholarships, and then I chose this particular school that I am in at the moment.
What advice can you give to those who are preparing? Why do you think people are denied?
If I don't know my story or I plan to lie to you, I think you just need to look very presentable. Men are like visual beings. I have been on dating apps before, but I wouldn't say I was on dating app like trying to look for love. Like I was looking, I can have a camera on me during the times that I am happy and show it to the world that okay, this is
Yeah,
me.
that's
I'm
true.
so
Yeah.
excited today. So it's more than what at any point in time, if you feel like, let's say if you came to a school with partial scholarship, right? So now you have to pay out of pocket to the school.
Hmm.
Don't be comfortable, even if it is $4,000 that you are paying.
In your case, you came to the US, you went to the hospital, and then
7,000
yeah.
me, I don't have. No matter even if people shake me, I don't have.
So that laptop still works, or what
Yeah, that's
happened?
what I'm using right now.
So you're using a laptop that costs $10.
$10, yes.
Hey,
It's like I went to Miami and it was hot, very hot.
we asked you if you are single, you didn't tell me. So I don't. All right, before we start, consider subscribing to the channel. This helps me so much. Thank you. I actually find your contents very educational, and that is why I actually reached out. And
Mm.
yeah, I so what made you decide to create content for international students?
I think it's because I would say personally, before getting here, I went through hell. Okay. It was so difficult finding the right resources. I wrote SAT and my school, the school I wrote with, under normal circumstances, are supposed to give you the right resources to make it easier for you. But it was like I was finding nothing at all. So after I was done, like after everything and God willing, I got here. I think one of the promises I made to God or myself was that I'm going to help a lot of people. So at first, I was just doing my YouTube, but it was so much for me. Like YouTube is like a very
Yeah,
long form, right? So
a lot of work.
um, yeah, so I was doing it, but I was not very consistent. But aside that, I was helping other people like on ground, like helping them, and I've helped a lot of people get to the US, and I didn't even take a dime from them or anything like that.
Mm,
So basically, the struggle or what I went through kind of like always reminds me that there's someone just like me also going through the same thing, waiting for the right resources to help them get here. So then I have to be the right resource then for them. So that's why I started creating like those type of content on TikTok.
yeah, you mentioned going through hell, which is something that I want to get into. But before that, let me just ask this. Because of the work you are putting in, you got 20K followers recently,
Yeah,
and you celebrated it with a cake. So I just want to know, did you eat all the cake? Because that
it's
was
still
some
in the
cake.
fridge.
It's still in the fridge. Ah,
Yeah,
so what's your
yeah.
plan?
I don't know. I'm also not a sugar person, so I don't know. Maybe if I get visitors, I just give some to them.
How long are you going to keep it in the fridge?
I don't know,
Well, but
but
are you
it's,
expecting visitors? Because if you are not, then you probably have to trash it, right?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you have a lot of things that you share, and so. But let me get into your study abroad journey. You said you went through hell. Can you tell me about that?
So I wanted to. I had this urge to just travel outside and continue my school outside, right? And it started when I was in high school, second year in high school. And since then, I've just been keep putting pressure on my mom. I'm like, Mom, I have to travel. Like, I don't know, but
Yeah,
I don't want to go to school in Ghana. And
yeah,
she was like, okay, then we are going to look for the right place for you to go because we can't give money to some scumbags. Do you
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
So we started looking for the right place. And everywhere we go is more like the money is like too crazy,
yeah,
or you just don't even see what they are doing. They can't really do what they say they are going
yeah,
to do for you. Do you
yeah.
understand?
You mean the
So
agents, right?
yeah, like more like agents, yeah.
Mm,
And so I I completed high school, and
Which year?
I completed high school in 2020,
Okay.
and then I had UG because that's the only school I applied to.
Mm,
And I had a good course. I had the course I wanted to study, which is almost the same as the course I'm studying here, Government and Foreign Affairs. And then, so after I had everything, I had to choose between staying in Ghana or staying in Ghana and not going to school, or I just try my possible best to make sure that I get a school here to go to. So it was like more like a dilemma at a point. In the beginning, I was just like, oh, I don't care. But it started getting real when my mom called me and was like, see, we've not gotten anywhere with this thing. So you might want to go back to you want to go back to leg. And I'm like, no, I know what God has told me. And I'm not going to go to school in Ghana, so I have to wait, right? So during that time, I was just waiting at home, and like just still looking for the right resources. And that's when I wrote the SAT and all of that. To other people, it was like, are you crazy? Like, you should go back to school. What are you doing with your life? Because there's nothing showing that you'll be going outside the country, right? But God being so good, I met this guy, and then he applied to the schools for me and everything. And it seemed very real. And then I got he applied to 10 schools for me. I got about nine schools with scholarships, and then I chose this particular school that I am in at the moment.
okay. So, the school, how many schools, the schools that you applied to, do you remember the names? Or
Um, I applied to University of Montana,
okay.
UMass Lowell, um,
What's the name?
Louisiana State University.
Okay.
Um, I think those are the only three I remember, but I got like almost all.
So, what is the name of your current school?
I didn't want to share it, but
Oh,
I don't
okay,
think
okay.
it's
If you don't
yeah.
want to share, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you involve yourself? You said somebody helped you. Did you involve yourself a lot in the process, or the person did everything for you?
So he actually did everything for me. But
Okay.
later on, I understood the process because
Okay.
I would say he involved me a little bit in the process because he made me see my emails. He made me respond to my emails, but he's just going to give me a template of how the emails are supposed to go like. And then,
Mm,
so I'll say he involved me in a way in the
mm.
process. Yeah.
Is a person in the US or in Ghana?
No, the person is in Ghana.
So he helped you, but he's not interested in studying abroad. Is that the case?
I don't really know his story, right? So I like even I used to ask him like, why are you not going? Because he's helped a lot of people as well, and
Yeah.
he's just like he's not really he knows what he's doing. He just kept saying he knows what he's doing. So I
Yeah.
don't know about him. Yeah,
Yeah. And about your scholarship, how much was that? Was it
my
like
scholarship. So my scholarship was almost like 80%.
okay
Yes.
of
So
your
it
cost of
was good.
attendance or of your
Yeah,
tuition cost of attendance?
yeah. Of my cost of attendance, you know. Oh.
Okay. What did you do to get a scholarship?
So I would say I had a merit-based scholarship based on my grades. And then I also had some scholarships based on I was a chapel prefect when I was in Infantum Girls, and I added it to my portfolio. So I think, and my school is a Catholic school, so it kind of like gave me a certain scholarship called Brothers in Christian Scholarship for like leaders in yeah.
Okay. Your SAT. Do you want to share what you got?
No, I
Okay.
did well, but it was not as I wanted to. And
Okay.
I did not even, I think I was going for classes for like 2 months and then I wrote it. So it was not, I didn't put in any effort, but I did well. I was in the thousands though. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Thousands. Yeah. Yeah. And then your visa interview. So how did you prepare?
Oh, for my visa interview, I really prepared very, very well. It was like I was going for war. Because I was not joking with it at all. I had this friend who would like call me all the time. he was training me. He did political science as well, but he was going to do his master's. And so he would call me and then give me like something to like he guided me in what to say and what not to say, and like my story and what I was going to say. Yeah. So he I prepared very well. That's what I'm going to say. I know that I prayed to God and then God helped me, but I also prepared very well. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, which means you are currently studying a bachelor's degree in political science, right?
More like, I don't know how to, yeah, it's more like political science, but we have it as government and foreign affairs. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the same program you got at Legon or different
Yes. Mm-hmm.
same
Yeah.
program. Okay, I see. So when you got the admission and the funding to study in the US, did you when you told your parents, what did they say? Were they in support of it?
Yeah. My mom didn't really know about the process at a point, but my dad knew a lot about the process, and he was very excited about it. Like everybody was. I think my mom got involved more when I got my visa, and they were very, very excited. Everybody was in support because I was like a stubborn person who wanted to do what I wanted to do. Do you understand? So it's
Yeah,
like whether you're in support, you're not in support, I don't really care.
yeah. You actually look like a stubborn person. Oh, uh, so, as someone who has gone through the visa interview stuff, what advice can you give to those who are preparing? Why do you think people are denied?
First of all, I think a lot plays has so many factors, right? I think funding plays a role, like a very huge role. You being confident and knowing what you're going to say, like not, it's like you don't have a story, right? Because I know of people that they just stood there and they were approved. Why? Because they had like funding to one of the Ivy League schools. If somebody is going to Harvard, nobody's really going to ask you questions. Like you're a Harvard student, Harvard knows why they picked you. Do you understand? So your school plays a role as well. And how, like, if you know that you're not going to any big Ivy League school or something, then it means that you have to be confident when you are being interviewed, right? And you have to know what you are saying. You don't have to be disorganized and like, yeah. And that also, like, even with visit visas and all of that, it all plays a role. Like being confident, I always keep saying this, you really need to be very confident. Yeah.
How do I make myself confident?
You know, if you know what you're saying, right? And
Yeah.
it's like you interviewing me right now, right? If I don't know my story or I plan to lie to you, you see that your questions will come off as, I'll be thinking, it's like, I don't know, I'll be disoriented, not knowing what to say. It wouldn't really flow very well. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
But if you know what you are going to say and you don't plan to lie and all of that, then you'll be confident automatically. It's like I'm asking you, say ABC. You wouldn't really have any trouble saying it. But if maybe I ask you something in politics, maybe you're not a political person, and then I ask you something in politics, then you would find yourself wanting, and then it will be like you're not confident in what you're saying. So I think that's what makes you confident, knowing your story very well and articulating your thoughts very well. Yeah.
Mhm. And then you arrived in the US. Who picked you
Mhm.
up from the airport?
My school, actually.
And what about accommodation?
So I lived in the school for about a semester, and then I moved out. And I came to the US. My school has this policy that if you're not 21 years and above, then you can't move out of campus, right?
Mm.
And because it was very expensive living on campus, I spoke to the school, told them about everything, and then I was able to move off campus at about, I was 20 years during that time and I moved off campus. So it's possible, like you just need to talk to your school, right?
So now you're 22.
No, I'm 23. I turned 23 this March, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about all the other documents? How did you take care of them? Who gave you all the information that you needed, like social
Like
security, driver's licenses, and stuff like that?
my school. Yeah. And one other thing is that I read a lot. I would go to the US CIS page and I'm going to read a lot about it. And that's one thing I always say that international students do not do. They just base their everything that they get on hearsay, right? It's like, oh, this person said this, or this person said that. No, sometimes you need to go to the page, read for yourself, and you even realize there are so many loopholes to the rules on there. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I'll say that's what I do, or that's what I did. My school helped me a lot as well with the application for the social security cards and everything. I would go there and be like, oh, I saw this, so what do I have to do? Because I need my social security card.
Wow.
And within 2 weeks, I had my social security card. Because I'm not going to wait for you to now tell me tomorrow. I'm just going to put a lot of pressure on you. My driver's, I went for my state ID because as at that moment, I didn't know how to drive and all of that. Yeah, so I kind of like read and then went to ask them, and then they just helped me.
Which means you didn't rely on Ghanaians and Africans in your school for anything.
Then there were not a lot of Ghanaians in my school. That's one. And two, the very few people I spoke to, they didn't also have that much of an information, right?
Mm,
So all the people, all the information they gave me, because me, I'm going to ask you, I'm this like, I love to hear information here. So I'm like, oh, so what is this? What is that? What, I don't do myself like I know too much, right?
mm,
So I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. So with your information, I'm going to also do my research, and then I'm going to better on it. So yeah, that's what I usually do.
yeah, I think I saw one of your posts. You talked about dating in the US or something. What is your
That's
take on
funny.
that?
Yeah, I think I said a lot about that on the video. I think
Okay.
I like the dating world here in the US. It's much more like it's like less lies. Do you
Mm,
understand?
yeah.
Yeah, like you tell me what you want and I'm like, okay, I'm in for it, and then we do what we have to do. I'm not interested. I don't do stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then you go your way, I also go my way. I think I like it better than all the lies back home.
Yeah. Back home is
Yeah.
full of lies. Eh?
Right.
So let's say I'm an international student. I just arrived and I need a girlfriend. What can you tell me?
I'd say that you just arrived, bro. Like, relax, chill.
Why you like that? I need help. I need advice.
Right? I'll say chill, relax. It's too early.
It's too
Like, try
early.
and find your feet. As a man, you have to find your feet. And
Okay.
you get, like, there are a lot of women here, I'm telling you, the, like, white, black, any type that you want. Like, they'll throw themselves at you when you have the right stuff, right? But at the
Mm.
moment, you don't need a woman. Like, if you just arrive, what do you need? Like, you don't need a woman. You need money.
Ah. What if I have the money?
Oh, if you have the money and you have everything settled, like you have everything that you want, and then you need a woman, then I think if you are in school, yeah, like you see girls in your school and all of that. Like
Mm.
as a man, yeah, I don't need to tell you how to run girls. Is that the
Ah.
word?
What if I'm a woman and I need a guy? What can I do?
I think you just need to look very presentable. Men are like visual beings.
Mm.
Yeah, so just look very presentable and you get a lot of men to like you. It's just that it's very difficult. Like men hardly approach women here. So if you ask a girl that you think that you don't mind approaching another like a guy, then fine. But with me, I'm not approaching any guy. Like I'm just going to confidently wait. So when you, like if I have to stay single till somebody approaches me and then I like the person, fine. But it doesn't mean you have to settle. Do you understand?
Mm.
Yeah.
Which means you're single.
I can't tell at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what about dating apps? Do you think international students should consider that?
Yeah. I think dating apps are cool places to be, but you
Mm,
just have to make sure that you're on the right dating app, and then you have to make sure that you put up like very good security measures as well because America can be scary. Do you understand? So yeah, I have been on dating apps before, but I wouldn't say I was on dating app like trying to look for love. Like I was looking for like friends and all of that because Bumble is a dating app, but like it's like you have places where you can network on Bumble, and then you can also like look for friends there. So you can have dating apps for different things. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you get some friends there?
Yeah, I made a couple of like networks,
Mm.
like people in engineering and all of that.
Mm.
But it will also depend on how you want it, like how do I explain it? But like how you want to be related to. Do you understand? And you have to draw the boundaries very well. If you are not interested in doing this, you have to make them know that you're not interested in doing that. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Yeah.
Yeah. You are somebody who travels a lot. Since
Yeah.
you've been in the US, you've traveled a lot outside the
How
US.
did you know?
How did I know? What do you mean by how did I know? Am I not supposed to know? Am I not supposed to know? So,
You've done your research, for I can see.
yeah. So, why do you travel a lot? Why? What is the point? Because there are so many states in the US, 50 states,
Hmm.
plus Washington, D.C. You can go to any of these ones, and a lot of, you know, things that you can actually see in each of the states. So, why do you
Hmm.
travel outside the US a lot?
So traveling in itself, the reason why I love to travel is
Yeah.
that it's so like therapeutic to me. It's like
Mm,
I live in Ohio, and I live in a very small town, right? There is not a lot to do here. So I would rather save my money. Like I'm not going out to eat, I'm not going out to do anything throughout, like let's say the winter, right? So my savings, I'm like, okay, now it's time for me to relax, right? So then I want to travel out. I don't like to go to I've gone to some US states where I think that, oh, they are fun, like Miami, Vegas. Those are places that I know that it's very hot and then it's fun. Like there's so much to do there. And so I'll go there. But if I go to a place once, I don't have the edge anymore. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do in Miami? I'm just going to go to the club or like maybe some little beach, right? Vegas is all about like parties, parties, parties. Now I want to go out and see something different. Do you understand? I want to explore something different. I want to meet different people and all of that. So that's why I like to travel outside. And traveling outside is more like it's um a breath of fresh air from America. I feel like America is too like, do you understand, concentrated,
yeah.
and it's crazy. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So going out of the country, I promise you, it's so refreshing. Like you come back refreshed and very happy. Yeah.
Mm. So, how many countries have you traveled to outside the US? Like since you've been in the US?
I think 4 or 5.
Mm.
Yeah.
What are those countries?
So I've been to um Bahamas,
Mm.
and I've been to Dominican Republic. I've been to the UK. I've been to Germany. Yeah.
Hey, Madam Enjoyment. Have you had any challenges, with, entering a country, in all these trips?
No, no challenge at all. I would say the only time I had a little bit of like I felt a bit like, okay, are you being racist to me or what? Was I had a connecting flight from London to Germany, right? And then when I got to Germany, I was trying to enter, and the whole plane was like almost filled with white people. I think I was the only black person in the plane,
Mm.
and they secluded me. I was like segregated, and they were like, "Oh, you need to give us all your documents and everything." I'm just like, bro,
Yeah.
all these people, you just make them go, and then with me alone, you just need to check everything. That was the only time that I felt a bit um more
Yeah.
like racist, right? But apart from that, I've never had any issues or anything like that,
Mm.
by God's grace.
Mm. Yeah. Whenever you want to travel, you prepare yourself very well, right? What are some of the
Yeah.
things that you do?
So I do a lot of research on the country, like a lot of research, especially
Yeah.
um like how friendly they are, recently I was going to the Bahamas, like when I was going to the Bahamas and Dominican Republic, I did a lot of research, and most of my research will be on TikTok. Do you understand?
Mm,
Because I feel like TikTok, it's more realistic, and people are there to, um, like they are more realistic on TikTok. Like they'll tell you their minds on TikTok. Yes, I do a lot of research on TikTok, and then because I don't want to go to a country that's kind of like has a lot of crime rates there, and I need to be
yeah.
safe. Do you understand? So those are the type of research that I do. And then I make sure that I pack all my documents. Like every document that keeps me in the US is going to be packed into my file. Like I have this
Mm,
file that I go with, and like it's going to be there. So in case of anything, bro, I just have that to show you that
yeah.
this is the reason why I'm here. Yeah.
Mm. On average, how much do you spend when you travel abroad?
Hmm. I
You spend
think
a lot.
$3,000 and above.
Wow,
Yeah.
you have a lot of money.
No, I don't. I just don't eat out.
I see.
Yeah.
So you cook a lot all the time.
Yes, I cook a lot.
What do you cook? You are somebody who likes food, man.
Yeah,
Like the
I do.
The Ghanaian foods. It's like you're always saying you miss them. I'm like,
Yes. Yes.
uh,
I feel that's the only thing I miss about Ghana or something.
uh,
The food.
yeah.
Yeah. I
So
cook
like,
anything. Wache,
mm,
jollof,
wow,
banku, everything.
wow,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, I've been to some of the places that you've been to. I mean, not many places like you. I've been to Miami, Vegas, and all of that. What
hmm
did you do in Vegas?
So in Vegas, I went with my mom at first. So we just did, walked on the strip. We went for, oh, this thing, I've forgotten what it's called.
Mm,
But it's a very nice place. Um, it had it's more like a 5D kind of like
mm,
cinema. Like it's not a cinema, it's bigger. I just okay, it's called the Sphere. It's so beautiful. You should check it out. We went to we were just like walking on the sphere on the strip. The strip has a lot on it.
yeah,
I even did a video on my YouTube, so you guys can go and check it out. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we just did a lot of walking, basically. But then when I went with my friends, had to we also did like more of like sightseeing and other stuff like that. Yeah.
Your mom is in the US.
No, my mom came for a visit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've been to Vegas 2 times, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, enjoy yourself. So where will
Ah,
you go next?
where will I go next?
Yeah,
Hmm.
because it looks like it's something you do a lot.
Yeah,
So
but
what's your plan?
I'm kind of like on a break at the moment because I'm really studying. I would want to go to law school, so I'm
Mm,
really studying for my LSAT, and it's not a joke. So, so yeah, I'm kind of like on a break, but I definitely would travel somewhere for a break. Yeah,
mm. So you study hard and then you enjoy. Hey, wow,
exactly. Yeah,
good combination. Wow.
right.
What about Ghana? Have you been to Ghana since you came to the
No, and I
US?
don't plan to
Why?
anytime.
Why? Do
Cause
you like
I like Ghana, but I'm not ready.
Ghana? Mm.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go to Ghana. I
You have a lot
don't.
of things to do before you go to Ghana,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Uh,
Right.
what are some of the things you wish you knew before coming to the US?
A lot.
Uh,
A lot.
tell
I
me
wish I
some.
knew a lot. I wish I knew that it's not all like going to be fun. Yeah,
But you've been
it's not.
having fun, so what are you saying?
I try to have fun, but like that's not like I feel like I show there's a part, I cannot have a camera on me 24/7 showing what goes on in my life, but
Yeah,
I can have a camera on me during the times that I am happy and show it to the world that okay, this is
yeah,
me.
that's
I'm
true.
so excited today. So it's more than what people show on camera. Like it's life here is so crazy. Okay, Ghana is so much like fun for everybody out there. But America has like so much crazy stuff happening here. Like it can be very depressing, it can be very lonely, it can be very tough. Do you understand? So it's not all rosy here. So I wish I knew that is going to be like the beginning of life.
About
Like as someone who was 19, 20 coming here, I was thinking that, oh yeah, probably I'll still be like mommy's girl, daddy's girl. Like, do you understand? Yeah, like more money should they should be sending more money to me here. Do you understand? Because if I was in Ghana, they would be taking care of me, Jibab.
course, yeah,
But I had to all like do everything by myself. Now you have to work, you have to do this and that.
yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I wish I knew that. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so that's the only thing that you wish you knew.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Another thing. Another thing I wish I knew. This is going to be a bit like some way, but I wish I knew that um the fact that this person is a Ghanaian doesn't mean that that person should be your friend. Do you
mm,
understand me?
yeah,
Like if you were in Ghana, not if everybody is going to be your friend because they are Ghanaians, right?
yeah,
That's the same way you have to, that's the same mindset you have to have here, right?
mm,
That the fact that this person is a Ghanaian doesn't mean that, okay, this person is going to be my close pal or
yeah,
this person is going to be my friend. Choose your friends wisely, like,
mm.
because I've had my own crazy stories about it. Yeah.
Ah, them show you Pepe. Oh,
You said
I said them show you Pepe.
real Pepe.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah. So, what about international students who are already in the US? Do you have any tips for them? Apart from, like what you just said, but, like apart from that, do you think there's something that international students don't know that you think they should know?
Yeah. I'd say that be open to transfer.
Mm,
Be open to transfer at any point in time. If you feel like, let's say if you came to a school with partial scholarship, right? So now you have to pay out of pocket to the school.
mm,
Don't be comfortable, even if it is $4,000 that you are paying in like a semester or whatever. Be open to transfer. There are so many schools that will give you even more and give you money as like stipends, even as an undergrad. Do you
mm,
understand? So be
mm,
open to transfer. Don't just sit there and be like, okay, this is what I have. I don't want any trouble. Let me just use this one that I have or be in this school like that. Like be open to transfer. And also I'd say that have a LinkedIn account and post as much. Start writing, do a lot because that's what is going to open you up for those internships and other jobs that you would need in the future. Do you understand? Because it's so difficult getting a job here. You will not realize because you are in school, but when it's time for you to get an internship or it's time for you to like you are done with school now, you are now looking for a job, that's when you realize that okay, this was very difficult. So make good use of your LinkedIn page and make
mm,
good connections with a lot of people. Go for networking events. It's not all about doing like going to school
yeah,
and then working on campus. Like do other things like and have a hobby or else you would get depressed in the US. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. So I came to the US in 2016, and then
Oh, that's a long time.
I, yeah, I'm like a grandpa now, right?
Yes.
And so in 2016 December, I fell sick and I went to the hospital. And after about a month, I got a bill that I am owing about maybe $752 or so, $752. And on the bill, I think they said the whole amount was about $4,000. But then because insurance has taken care of most of the cost, so now I have about 752 to pay. And I didn't have money, but then because I was told insurance has taken care of most of the amount, I went ahead and I paid, and then so that was it. And then in 2020, I fell sick again, and then I went to the hospital. And at the time, I think maybe it was like $1,000 that I was supposed to pay. So at that time, I said no, I'm not going to pay anything. So then I reached out to the hospital. They told me they have financial assistance, and so I
Yeah.
didn't actually pay anything. So everything
Yeah.
was taken care of for me.
Yeah.
In your case, you came to the US, you went to the hospital, and then mine is also similar to yours actually. I paid a lot because of the ambulance. So it's like I
Oh,
went to the student clinic, and then they called the ambulance because I was having some pains, and so they took me to the hospital, the emergency hospital, which
unit.
was like 10 minutes away. So
Hmm.
because I was in the ambulance, and then they did all sort of
Yeah,
scans,
even
all
like
those
he was
things.
10 minutes away though.
Sorry, yeah, I was even like, yeah, if it was more
Yeah.
than that, I would have paid a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then they did all the things that they needed to do, and there wasn't anything wrong with me, but because they've already provided services,
Yeah.
so I had to.
You have to
In your
pay
case, they told you were supposed to pay how much? Thousand, right? It was
seven
$1,000.
thousand.
Okay, 7,000. But then insurance took care of most of that, right? And then you had how much to pay?
So actually, they
Mm,
didn't have insurance on my file at all.
okay.
Do you understand? But I'd already
Yeah.
given them my insurance. So I think the person who took the details did not put anything on my insurance.
Mm,
They
yeah.
didn't put my insurance
On your
there.
file.
So
Okay.
that's why I had that 7,000. I didn't even know because it's been so long. Like
Yeah.
I even moved on with my life. Yeah, only to go back there one day and then I saw that I'm like, 7,000
Yeah.
me. I don't have. No matter even if people shake me, I don't have. Do you get it? So
Yeah.
my insurance ended up taking care of almost all. I think I had nothing to pay there.
Mm,
To be honest, I didn't have anything. But then my insurance I think came back telling me to pay some 2,000, but they already know that it's not going to happen. I'm a
I know
student
they.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one other thing. You don't always pay immediately because they say
Yeah.
you should pay. They have so many
Yeah.
financial services that you can use and then
Yeah.
all of that. And I do that a lot because when I came a year after I came, I was always in the hospital. Do you understand? Because like it
Mm,
felt like my hormones and things weren't like in place. So I was always going to the hospital and hardly was I paying like
yeah. Anything. Yeah.
crazy amounts of money. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. That makes sense. What about insurance? How much do you pay? I spoke with Regina. She said she pays $4,000. Sorry, $4,000 per year on insurance. She lives in Virginia, in a kind of
Wow.
rich neighborhood in Virginia. So, what about you? How
No.
much do you pay?
So I paid $39 a month.
Okay, how come you pay $39 a month?
I don't know, but when I spoke about the insurance on my page, some
Yeah.
people talked about the fact that because I was young,
Mm,
right? And I got my insurance at 20 when I came. So no, I was at first I was using the school's health insurance. So most of the time, the school has an health insurance that they can put you on, which
mm,
is I think 800. My school I was paying 890 $4 a month. No, a year
mm,
or a semester if I'm not mistaken, right?
mm,
But it was not so expensive. But the reason why I switched to ISO was because I was like, okay, if I do the calculations, it wouldn't get I'm not going
mm,
to pay up to 800. So that's why I switched to ISO. And it's a very good insurance company. I've never had any issue with it. But then again, they are saying that it's my age, so I cannot
mm,
tell. Yeah.
okay.
But ISO is for international students, so
Yeah.
that gives you a very good leverage. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I think they should try it.
Yeah. I think you would enter your information, then they will use that to determine a rate for you,
Bill
right?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Watched a video of you. You said you bought HP laptop at a bin store for $10. What was that about? Can you
Yeah,
explain?
so there was this bin store, like it's a bin store right close to my house.
Mm,
And you just go there and then you look for stuff. They have like nice stuff and then crazy stuff as well. Do you get me? So you
yeah.
just look for it. So if you're lucky enough, more like a treasure hunt. So if you find the treasure, then hey, you and everything is $10.
Mm,
Everything like is $10. But on I think on Saturdays when everything is fresh is $10. Then as time goes on, they just reduce it up to 50 cents or so. Yeah.
mm. So that laptop still works,
Yeah,
or
that's what I'm using right now.
so you're using a laptop that costs $10.
$10, yes.
Hey, madam. Ah, okay. And I think I watched a video of you comparing the UK and the US. You were comparing different things in terms of, I think, security, in terms of different things. I don't remember. So tell me about that video that you made.
Yeah, so I'd say that I was just talking about the living conditions for like international students here
Yeah,
in the US and then the UK. And I was really saying a lot about the UK since I've experienced it. I have a lot of friends there that are still in school there and all of that. So I was just comparing, and I was talking about the fact that there are some pros for living in the UK as an international student, and then there are some cons, same as the US. And then so it's like choose your pain more like. So I'm just
yeah,
telling them about it. I personally would prefer the US because I feel like with the UK, it's too strict. That's one. And then hardly do you even get funding. Like hardly do you
yeah,
get scholarships and all of that.
yeah,
And what's like everybody wants free money. So if you are going to a place that's going to give you free money, why not? Why would you go and be at another
exactly.
place that would not give you
Yeah,
that? Yeah. And also I also think the UK is just too cold. At least the US, you can go to other states that are very
yeah,
like warm or hot. Like I went to Miami and it was hot, very hot. So if I'm someone that I don't like the cold anymore, like I can go there. But the UK is more like okay, almost everywhere is cold. Even in the summer, it's still cold. Like bro,
mm,
let me chill. Yeah. So I spoke about that too, and then I spoke about how difficult, let's say, the educational system is in the US compared to the UK. I am for the fact that the US educational system, in as much as I think is difficult, I don't think is as difficult as the UK educational system. But some people also claim that they think that the US is more difficult, but that's their opinion and that's my
yeah,
opinion as well. Yeah, so that's a little bit of what I spoke about. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, your page is, very interesting. You have a lot of interesting things that you share, and I actually
Yeah.
enjoy some of them. Like, uh, when I say some, I mean the ones that I watch. Like, I have gotten the opportunity to watch them. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone should go and follow. Yeah, you're actually doing a
Yeah,
good
you
job.
guys should follow me.
Yeah, I'll leave the link in the description so that they follow you.
Yeah,
Your
thank you,
YouTube, your
thank you.
TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, okay. You have a Patreon page. What is that about?
So I decided to create a Patreon
Mm,
page when my videos started really blowing up on
yeah, TikTok.
TikTok,
Mm,
and everybody in my comment section is like, Bianca, help me, Bianca, help me, Bianca, help me.
yeah,
And I cannot help everybody. Like I have a life. Do you understand? I
exactly.
cannot say, okay, I'm booking an appointment with everybody,
Yeah,
and yeah. So I decided that okay, so if I cannot help everybody. What can I
yeah,
do? I can write books on, let's say, how to apply for schools, how to get scholarships, the schools that will give you scholarships, how to ace your visa interview. And then people can subscribe. And at the same time, I can get a little for my hard work.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's the reason why I created the Patreon page. Yeah, and
yeah.
we are going hard.
Mm. Yeah, the
Yeah,
thing is that people back home, a lot of them, they like free things. They think that we are so free, we don't have, we don't have anything to do. And so as
right.
soon as they reach out, we should help them. Like a lot of people reach out, like comment section, TikTok messages, like,
Mm-hmm.
help me. But what they don't understand is that there are so many other people who have reached out. So it's
Yep.
like you have like
Mm-hmm.
100 people who want you to help them. You have 24 hours in a day. You have to go to school. You have
Right.
to, in your case, you are even preparing for an exam, like all sort
Mm-hmm.
of things. And you don't buy food out, which means you cook, like it takes time. So all these things, it's like you have limited time. And so that limited time can only be devoted to those who are willing to pay. That's just the way it should be, right? But they don't understand. They just
Exactly.
want free things. And yes, a lot of things that you talk about, they are
Mm-hmm.
free stuff, right? So you can
Mm-hmm.
get the free stuff, but then there are certain things you have to pay the price for.
Right.
So
And you're
that's just
so entitled. I remember someone texted
yeah.
me.
That is so
I changed
beautiful.
some people. I changed some people for their visa interviews, and then someone texted me and was like, I need you to help me with my visa interview. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, this is what I charge per session, and I'm going
Yeah,
to go through everything with you. And I don't even time it, so we can go and go and go. But this is what I charge for a session. And the
mm.
person is like, so it's not free. I'm like, well, no, it's not free. Like, I don't know, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
Back then, back then, right? If I had someone like me, I was willing to pay
yeah,
everything. Do you
yeah,
understand? That's
yeah,
how serious I was. So
yeah,
every day I say that money is going to, or the payment is going to save those who are serious from those who are unserious. Yeah. So I don't care at all. At first it
yeah,
used to bother me so much because I
yeah.
really wanted to help everybody as much as
You
I
can't,
could.
you can't. Like
Right.
I have told you, you know, not like my life is bad, but I made a lot of mistakes, and now I have to correct a lot of things. If I knew a lot
Right.
of these things, I wouldn't have. So yeah, you just have to do what makes you happy, what is right for you, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, I told
Right.
you I have a class, yeah, and I have to leave here in about 5 minutes. So I want to hear your final words. Anything that you want to share.
So I would say that I enjoyed this interview, by the way. It was really
Yeah,
nice talking to you. And I think
yeah.
you're also doing great as well. That's why
Thank you.
I decided to hop on this.
I was actually this is actually very it was actually very quick. Like I reached out and you just agreed to me. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
wow,
yeah. Yes, yes,
how
yes.
special.
Right. So I think that it's a very great initiative you're doing yourself and you're doing awesome. I would also advise other international students that they should take it easy on themselves. Like,
Yeah,
everything is going to be fine. Trust me, like, you're going to be fine.
yeah,
In 5 years, 10 years down the lane, you would be fine. You'll be wherever
yeah,
you want to be. So take
yeah,
it easy on yourself, okay?
yeah,
And I want to tell other people from Africa, like anywhere you are, that you want to come to the US as an international student, that
yeah,
you need to do your research. And when you find people who would want to help you, you need to invest in them. How do you invest in them? By paying for their services,
yeah,
and do your research very well, and you'll be fine.
yeah.
Basically, yeah, that's what
Thanks
I'll
a lot.
say.
I've enjoyed this, and yeah, I hope I can invite you again. Will you invite me? Do you have
Yes.
plans of doing that on your channel? If
What?
you have, you can. Like I wanted to know if you also have plans of kind of asking
Like
questions, like
interviewing
doing
you?
podcast. Yeah,
Definitely, I
yeah,
will.
yeah.
And me, I'll ask you very
Maybe
difficult questions, though.
but there are no questions which are difficult. If I don't know, I can tell you I don't know, right?
I'll dive deep into your personal life like you
I
dive
don't,
deep into mine.
but your personal life, I don't think you answered me, right? I asked you which school you are. You didn't tell me. I asked you if you are single. You didn't tell me. So I don't. But thanks a lot. Yeah.